everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I am playing around with this old photo cropping book from when I used to do scrapbooking, and I was going to donate it, but then I've seen everybody doing collages in like kids books or whatever they have, and so this is just something that I probably won't use for what it's intended anyway. And so I've started doing collages in here. This one is all Medieval Mirage. And I haven't done the backs because some of them, like today I'll show you, we're going to cut out a pocket, but I may use them for pockets or things that are going to get glued down. So if I decide to make tags out of them, I'll just back them at that time. Excuse me, but you can definitely back them like I've seen Gail do that. I first saw this done by Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. I struggle with that. So that's the first place I saw it, and then I saw Gail do it. I know lots of people are doing it. So anyways, I thought we could make a collage on this page, and then we'll cut out some tags. So I spent all day Saturday playing with the Glowforge, the program, to make something so that you can then have it as an SVG file, is what it's called, SVG, to cut out. And if you have like a Brother or a Scan and Cut, or I don't really even know what all uses the SVG files. I really am new to all this. So anyway, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I came up with this tag with pockets in it, but obviously these pockets are like giant. So then I had to go back in, and I made this tag with smaller pockets. And I thought, you could put a label down here or whatever, because you kind of want a little bit of room at least, because you would just glue on the page on, all the sides, and then it would be open all the way down through there for tall tags or short tags or whatever you wanted it for. So that took me all day Saturday to make that. So definite learning curve on that, and I probably, if I went back in today and tried to make that same thing, I probably couldn't do it. It would probably take me forever again. I'm just not a computer person at all. Like I am, that is so over my head, I can't even tell you. But anyway, that's what I got. So we're going to cut one of those out after we make a collage page, which is what I did with this one. It was a collage page that I then cut. So that is that. So we're just going to use this, and we're going to use scraps from Allie. And actually, that might just be real nice right there. So I hope you're all having a lovely day. It's a beautiful, sunny, blue sky day here today, which is a little bit rare for this time of year around here. It's quite often very icy, cold, cloudy, that type of thing, or foggy. We get a lot of that foggy kind of thing with the frost and all. So it's very nice today. And I don't know why I started inking, because I usually try not to ink when I'm collaging. I usually try to do it once I get the tag done or whatever. But I just started that. So yeah, that's kind of what I got going on. Not a whole lot. My son went and got his car smogged, and believe it or not, for once that was not a huge pain in the rear. Which it can be sometimes. Not always. I'm not saying it always is. I'm just saying it can be. See, now I'm going to mess myself up because I did that kind of a cornery thing. And I want it on here with this. I like these perfume bottles. So yeah, so I just had some of these extra pages left, and I need to make some more collage pages too, to make large tags and things to go in those big pockets in the altered book. So yeah, I'll definitely be making more. I may do them just on my own, so you guys don't have to watch all that, but that's kind of what I got going on. I'm going to ink that. I'm just going to put it down. But other than that, we don't have a whole lot going on. My daughter has spent 2 days trying to get some type of sort of book from the bookstore for one of her classes. It's already started and she's already got homework, but she talked to the professor and he said other kids are having similar issues, so you know, it won't be due when he originally said. She was starting to stress out, so hopefully we'll get that all figured out. I think she's got it now. I'm just going to trim this when I you know, take the page out of here. But yeah, so that was very stressful trying to get that all figured out. I think I'm just going to kind of... I really like gluing in these books. That's kind of fun to just go for it. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that side flat because it's not that big of a deal. Over on the edge, sometimes you end up cleaning them up and straightening them out anyway, or when you cut it you might not even get that part, so I'm mostly going to use Allie's papers here. That's pretty much all I've got. I do have a few other papers, but for now that's what I'm using. It's her Mademoiselle in Tickled Pink and gray backgrounds, I think is what she calls it. And these I printed wrong on here, and so the you know, sides and stuff got cut off, so I thought this would be a good one to use in collage, because that way I'm using it still for something. I made a fun postcard with her stuff yesterday. I don't know where I set it, but it turned out cute. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know what I did with it. I'll find it eventually. But it's cute. I used one like this and then I added other stuff to it. It's a fun kit, very girly. Just fun to play with from time to time. I want to do a guide journal though. I really do, because I don't think I've ever like done a whole one before, so I think that's going to be coming up on my list of things to do. I think I'll do my Valentine one and then I'll do that one. I want another little piece of this so that I've got it more than one place. These are my messed up ones that I don't know what I was doing, but not paying attention, obviously. I'll go to the top, or I'm going to kind of do something like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to kind of go around the edge of that one just because it's on top like that. Oh, so I've had a few questions, very good questions, about like the altered book and things like that. So I was asked, or you know, why was I putting glue stick on when I said I wasn't going to use glue stick on the altered book? And so very good question, because indeed I did say that. So, but I use the glue stick on the, you know, the pages that I'm gluing onto the book itself, like the decorative papers that I'm gluing on, because you know that's going to hold them down the best all the way around. I would have to use some type of adhesive to get those to stick on, but on the pages of the book itself, I don't use a whole page of glue because it makes the pages go warpy in the book. For some reason it's fine to like glue paper on you know, like take a piece like this and glue it onto the book, they don't seem to get very warpy. I mean, you're always going to have a little bit of that because, you know, it's paper on paper and you are getting it wet. But it just seems to work better when you go around the edge of the book rather than covering the whole page of the book with glue and then gluing another one to it. I don't know why that is, why it seems to work to glue the decorative paper on that way and not the pages together, but that's just like how it works out, and I don't even totally know why that is, but I've just found that's what works best for me. I know there's other people that glue the pages entirely and they can get it to work. I've just found when I try to do that, I get a lot of warping, and I don't like it like that. So but of course, try, you know, different things. You might come up with the best technique yet. You know, if we didn't try new things, we wouldn't know. But anyways, that's why I do that like that. And then another question I had was why I ink and then like cover it up, like if I'm making a pocket or whatever, something like that. And the whole thing with creating, like especially when I just go on the fly, is that a lot of times I don't even know exactly what's going to come out, you know, what we're going to end up with in the end. Like I might have an idea of what I want to do, but quite often that changes depending on how certain pieces look or whatever. And so a lot of times stuff gets covered up that maybe originally I didn't intend on covering up. So you know, that can frequently be the case, because even though I might have sort of a plan, like I knew I wanted to collage on this page, but I didn't know exactly where each piece was going to end up until I did it. So I think it's really just that. I mean, there's no like defined way of making junk journals, like you have to do this, this, and this, and it has to look like this, this, and this. Do you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to ink at all, like Rachel at Roxy Creations, she doesn't ink anything. So, and she does beautiful journals. So that it's just totally what you like, how you want it to look. And there are definitely no rules or definitely no right and wrong ways to do it. Like I said, you just keep playing, and it's like you find a groove and a rhythm, and you really, I never know exactly what I'm going to end up with from day to day. You know, it can change. So that's kind of all I can say about that. Like I said, I may have a plan or an idea of what I want something to be, but quite often it doesn't turn out the way I originally thought it would, because I go in a different direction or whatever, you know. I mean, there's just a million variables that go into a lot of this. I just want something kind of with numbers or something, and that has some months and days, dates, that kind of thing. I'll turn it this way. But yeah, so very often I put ink, or I'll put a image and I cover it without intending to cover it in the first place. Like when I started out, I thought it would show, but then it just ends up not showing. So it's just sort of it's just a process, really. So I hope that helps. I don't know. Great questions, though. I mean, very observant, and, you know, great questions. So thank you. I appreciate it. I like to help however I can. And we're all learning every day. I mean, I learn every day too. Like, I'll do stuff very often and think, why did I do it like that? So, you know, I question it too. It's not like, and I see people that come up with great ideas and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a great idea, you know? So it really evolves constantly. And I'm just a crafter. I just make stuff. A lot of times there's no rhyme or reason, honestly. Okay, so there's that. And I'll tear it out. And like I said, for this particular part, I'm not worried at all about, you know, I might have to take this one out too, even though I don't really want to. Maybe I'll make something out of those today. That one's all Medieval Mirage. This one's just random paper that I had, scrapbook paper and whatnot. I just think it'll be easier to get this out without turning the page weird. You know, I'm worried about it like doing that number. Hopefully get the whole thing. There we go. I do love this idea of doing these in a book. But if I was going to cut this up into tags, I would most definitely back it. So I need my scissors there. I actually put them away. That's why I can't find them, right? Sorry, I just ran into the table. This was a great book for how to place photographs and cut them and stuff for scrapbooking. I just don't do this type of thing anymore. And probably, you know, I'll do this to it and someday I'll be like, what did I do with that book? But I was going to donate it, so I wouldn't have had it anyway. But anyway, at least I'm using it for something. It's got it getting its second life, so to speak. So I'm going to turn this camera off, and I will turn on my phone for the cutting on the Glowforge. And then we'll come back here after that. So hold on just a minute, and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are at the Glowforge. I have it all set up. My paper is in there. That light is blinking, which means that it's ready. And I'm going to go move over here slowly so that you can see it's up on my computer screen right there. And then it tells me how, oops, I'm over too far, how long it's going to take to print it. It says 24 seconds. You can't really see, but the outline of the tag is right there on the card. It allows you to place it where you want it on the piece of paper. So we're going to come back over here and we're going to push print. I'm trying to get the best view. I know there's this black strip on there, but so it's cutting out the slots in the middle. You can see the smoke. Now it's cutting around to make the tag. So I'm all cut out. My computer over there says it's cooling down, so it takes it a minute to cool down. And then once it's done cooling down, I can open it. It's clear. It clears out the smoke and stuff because there's a fan. You can probably hear the fan going on it. The actual fan for the Glowforge is a lot lighter, but my husband put on this external kind of suction device. I don't really know, that's all, you know, beyond me, but then it vents out a window right here. I closed the blinds because there was like a really bad glare off of the glass here, and I didn't want you guys to be blinded. Sorry, I keep getting anything doing that. Okay, so now it says it's ready, so I can lift the lid on the Glowforge, and I have magnets holding my paper down. And I'm not sure if it cut it all the way. I think it did. Yeah, so it's all cut out. I only have just my hands to show you guys this. We're going to work on a camera once we get the table for the Glowforge. We ordered one, but like everything else, it's, you know, backward. So I'm going to stop this camera and I'll go back over to my desk camera and we'll take it out of the paper here. So I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see. One thing that makes this a little bit different, like it normally cuts it right out and you don't have to like pop it out kind of thing. It's just that this is collage paper, and so there's all different levels. So it's really hard to put that into the Glowforge as far as the thickness, you know. But when I use regular cardstock, it just all pops out like that because the thickness is the same throughout. So when I do collage, it's a little bit different, and I probably could go to a thicker setting, I guess. It's just I don't want it to scorch my pieces at all. So you just have to kind of, I mean, it's cut out, it just is caught, basically. But yeah, if you just use regular paper, it's just because I'm using this collage that it's being stubborn. Okay, there's that, and then pop these out. This one is wanting to be stuck because the paper was obviously, it's 3 layers. Wherever it's, I get 3 layers, it doesn't seem to want to do it very well. And all that'll come with time. A lot of it's just I'm new and I don't know enough. The learning curve is definitely steep. But if you have a scan and cut or a brother or whatever, or silhouette, whatever, I don't even really know, like I said, what all they're called. If it wasn't for my husband, I wouldn't have this one either, so his interest in it. I'll have to show you what he did on it this weekend. But yeah, I just thought these would be fun. You can load them up with tags and ephemera, and yeah, so I just thought that would be fun. I may, if I get a whole file, or you know, a few, that wasn't good, a few more pieces together, I'll put the SVG file in my shop. I just don't want to do just this for a whole file, so yeah, I'll probably work on some more things. But so that's that, and we're going to put that in our altered book. I'll grab what my husband did this weekend. So this is kind of the thing he's working on. So he had to program it for that. This is the university, the river that runs down by the university, and so these are all obviously streets and lots, whatever, in different buildings. I think these were all sports complexes that he did in those colors because he's going to do kind of a BSU theme. So anyway, that's what he's doing. So much more complicated than what I'm doing. So anyway, but it's good. Gives him a hobby, which is awesome. I mean, kind of has anyway with his 3D printer and that, but it expands it a little bit, I guess you could say. So, I like the way this turned out. And so see, I can do something like this, fill it full of tags and goodies, but we need to put some paper on there first. And I have already torn some out, so it won't be quite as monotonous and painful. And I kind of obviously want something probably a little bit more plain, since it's going to cover whatever up. Like if I put this, it's going to end up covering up that flower up there. So let me see. If I do this pink, I wonder if that would be too much pink. Yeah, this one wouldn't be bad. Let's do this one. So we'll do these. Yeah, we'll do these ones because that'll look pretty on there. So yeah, just wanted to bring you guys along so you could see kind of what I've been playing with, because it has been taking up loads of my time. But I mean, it is super fun. It's just major learning curve, and I am not, like I said lots of times, computer savvy at all. So trying to figure out the Inkscape, which is a free program, so if you are into making vectors or, you know, whatever, like if you do have a silhouette or something. I know there's a lot of us, though, that are definitely not computer savvy, for sure. I mean, these kids now, you know, they're all born with a computer in their hand practically. But we, you know, I went my whole life without a computer until I was later in college, before we actually owned a computer. I mean, we had like those typewriters that had a word processor in it and stuff like that, but I didn't. By the time it really became a common thing, I was having kids and not you know, not doing anything with a computer for many years because I had little kids, so I just didn't have time for that. I mean, we might mess around on an iPad or something like that, but for the most part, I tried to keep the kids off the computers for as long as possible. So I'm going to turn that fan off. Hold on just a second, sorry. It takes it a second to shut down, but it's just loud, and it doesn't need to be on anymore. So I think this one goes on this side. So I'm going to glue that one down, and this one I'm going to have to put the thumb notch in because I did the thumb notch yesterday without thinking of the other side. And I'll kind of show you what I've got in here so far, and then I've got some different page folds I was going to show you. So one thing is for sure, once you get it figured out, and like I can save that file now and, you know, cut it out anytime I want. Once you have it, it's, you know, real easy after that. I mean, if you were getting your own Glowforge or any type of cutter like that, sorry, I realized that wasn't in the right spot. I need to turn it around the other way. You don't have to make your own files. You can just buy files, or sometimes even find them for free, and just cut them out. And that's way easier than what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to expand my business if I can this year. That's really kind of my goal. So, you know, I just wanted some more things that I could have in my shop. So obviously there's always copyright and all of that. So that's why I'm trying to come up with my own files. But if you are just doing it for fun, then obviously you don't have to worry about all that. It's almost as easy as using digital downloads. You just purchase an SVG file and, you know, put it into the Glowforge and it'll cut it. So it doesn't have to be as complicated as I'm making it because of trying to, you know, create some new things. And there really isn't a whole lot out there for like junk journals, and I want to, you know, have a place for people to go that want paper cutting files and stuff like that. If I can ever figure it out. Okay, so I just need to nip this, and I don't know, I hope it's going to work because this stinky old Fiskars. Oh, it actually did it. It's a miracle. There's one little dealy there, but pretty good. Okay, so now I can put our pocket on. So I'm going to need lots of those big pages. And then on this page, see, I have this fold, that'll come over like that. And then I've got another idea for that one that I'll show you. So we'll just get this glued on and then we'll move to that. But yeah, I thought these would be fun, you know, decorate either with a label or something down there would be cool. And you can glue that whole top part, obviously, because that's going to glue down. And then down the side. Hopefully your hand is steadier than mine. And then you don't really want to glue this whole, you know, this part, because you'll have a tag back behind there, most likely, so, or a piece of ephemera or something. Me shaky hands. Okay. Just make sure you get all the edges glued. Okay. And then I thought it might be fun to put on, like I was saying, either a label, something like that, or could even go a little bit smaller. And these are for my Pricetag digital download. Go something like that. Yeah, I like that one. Or, you know, a label like that would work. This one. But if you did plain paper, obviously you could, you know, do a little collage on there or whatever you'd like. I might go ahead and put this little bit of music back here. Something like that. Yeah, so I have a digi that has those price tags. I don't know what I did with it, the rest of that page. Probably buried under all my paper right there. A lot of you have seen it already. It's not new. Had it for a while. Oh, I know the other thing somebody asked is where I got this pin for my art glitter glue. The pin itself comes with the top, the metal top that you can get for art glitter glue. Sometimes it comes with it, but a lot of times you have to buy it, the top separately. But anyway, that's the pin. And then this is a knitting needle cap, so you don't poke yourself with the end of the knitting needles. And I got these little green ones at Michael's, but I know that you can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can probably get them at Joann, I don't know. But anyway, the ones I get, those little ones are green, but I know like Gail has pink and blue ones that they're two different sizes, and I guess they come two different sizes in a package. Mine just came with the little tiny green ones, so I don't think it really matters other than the size. You know, the bigger the tip on it to put the pin in, it might not work, but the small one works, and so that's what I use. But okay, let's see. Got kind of junk. Oh yeah, here's more of those. So this is my price tag. There's more pages, but anyway, and these come in there too. But I thought these might be kind of fun to put in here. And you could do a really long tag if you wanted to, that goes, you know, all the way down. It's always tricky getting them in there. It's easier once you have other tags in there, and you're not going to see her head now. So I guess that's something to think about. But anyway, like that. And then there's ads that come in that digi as well, but you can put any tags or whatever in here. This is just an idea for now because I'm just trying to fill it up so you can kind of see it. Okay, so something like that is what it'll end up looking like. This one I may fill up with different tags. I might keep those, but yeah, so anyway, that's that. And then we'll get this one ready. And what I was thinking for this page, and it's got the torn out pages in between, is we could do maybe a double pocket. So what I think I'm going to do is glue down the center, do a thumb notch and a thumb notch. So we'll have one pocket here and one pocket here. So let's get these ones covered first so I can get them glued down. I don't think I need more of the purple. I haven't. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of that though. I could just use the top of it. And I think I might go ahead and make it go this direction because that's kind of the direction these are all going to go in. How did I do that one back here? Oh, I did make it going up and down. Be able to see that? Maybe I'll just do this one over here. That would probably work. don't know how much of it you'll see, but let's try it. See what we get. Yeah, so I've had lots of good questions. I really am pleased that you guys are enjoying the altered book and all that. So I just need a piece that probably just pretty much, oh, I probably should have left more on that side. Okay, well, let's just try doing this. Let's see if it'll work or not. Yeah, see, a lot of that's going to get covered up. So it might be better to put it somewhere else. It's not wide enough for there, but I could put another little something on one side or the other, like underneath. Let's find something else that we could put. This would be kind of cool, just those two gates. So let's do that. I say that, and then who knows if it'll work or not, but we're going to try this. I think it will work. Just out a little bit. I can do a little tiny bit more on this side because it can tuck into that pocket more. You tear off the ends. I'm going to tear more off the bottom. I think I want to leave those little points at the top. So yeah, it's fun that a lot of you are doing altered books or are going to start one. See, so this is already getting pretty fat, so you can see how you really need to tear out those pages in the beginning, even though it's kind of scary and you don't feel like it's going to be enough. Otherwise it just gets too fat and the the spine's not big enough in like this book being 300 pages or whatever. It doesn't have a giant spine. Okay, try to sort of center it. Okay, there's that one. Like that. Use like a piece of this. I want to tear that edge though, so that's going to make that even smaller. And that one I think I kind of chopped off when I was printing it, because I'm good at that. Could just kind of do the center with the lamp. This one here. Get the lamp. Oh, I probably could get the lamp. I don't know what to put on that other part though. I could put that there instead, so maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put the lamp in the center and then put those flowers on the end. That'll work. So I need to come closer to the lamp on this side. This side doesn't really matter. It was supposed to turn off and it never turned off. It's still being kind of loud. I'll just see what in the world I did. Maybe I just close the lid. Oh, that's better. It's because it's on. I didn't turn it off. I just want to tear a little off of this, huh? And do more at the other end. So yeah, I hope you guys liked that. I know that thing is huge and obviously not for everybody, but it is kind of fun to see it cut and stuff. Yeah, my husband's still got some work to do on his. He's not happy with how that one came out entirely. So, but it is definitely trial and error. I mean, he's happy he figured it out that far, but there's lots of cool videos of people that make really cool maps and things using the Glowforge. And I am no expert on it whatsoever, not even remotely, so I just playing around because it's here, basically. Okay, let's get this one going. And no matter how wide that is, I need to measure it. 2.5. A little less than 2.5 is what we need. Up there, so that it's going to lose that petal of that flower, but I think it'll be alright. Right there. That works. And then we'll cut little thumb notches for those pockets. And you can fill those with quite a bit. Nice large pieces of folded paper or what have you. Journaling cards, just ephemera in general. And a new glue sheet here. It's very sticky. I don't love it when there's those dark words like right there, but it's kind of the way it goes when you're using a book. Yeah. More on that one than I wanted. Okay. Thumb notches. The tricky thing here is trying to get them sort of lined up with each other. I think that looks fairly good. So, try to sort of get them even here. Yeah, pretty good. Yay, finally cooled down. Imagine when it does those really long prints, it does that for quite a while. Okay, so we're just going to run glue down the sides. That's all we need to hold those pages down. Have to get glue everywhere like I do. And make sure you kind of push from the center. See, this is the one I messed up on, and I had to tear out that page. Well, the page kind of went all wonky donkey on me. Get some flat, hopefully. A little more here. And I will admit, this type of book with these softer pages is not the best. Like, but I, for some reason, like them. Because they wrinkle even worse than books that don't have those super soft pages. But these feel more like old book pages to me. That's why I like them. Even though they are not old. Come on, you little stinker. Wants to keep lifting over there. Okay. Hopefully that's it. Yeah, I really like how that came out. That turned out good. Okay, and then, like I said, we have to do our thumb notches first. Oh, we need to cover it first. We'll go good with that. Okay, good. To make a double pocket, and you could still write on that part. Oh, why did I use that one? I need to stop doing that. I mean, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. They're the same color, but it's just two different types of ink. Let me get a new page. Set that one off to the side to dry. Yeah, it seems like it's been one thing after another since the new year. Just like Darren doing his car today, and I mean, I didn't have to do anything for that except try to encourage him to go do it, but and then we all got our teeth cleaned, and we've all, I don't know, it just seems like Darren got that cyst removed from his lip, and he had to go to the orthodontist and get a new retainer, and I don't know, it's just been like, hey, can we just go back to regular, normal life now, please? Oh, you know what? I think I put that upside down. Oh, well. It's supposed to be up in the top corner one, but I had it in my brain that it was bottom corner, so that music's upside down. I think. I don't know. I'm not very good at that. Not good at the music. My daughter would laugh at me. It's like she was born to do that or something. I don't know, like some people get that whole thing just inherently. I don't know where she got it from, but it's her creative thing though, so I guess that's what the deal is. She can draw and stuff too. She's one of those kind of people, I guess. Okay, so now I can glue these pages together and I can do thumb notches first, because otherwise I'll have to do it through both pages. I don't want to do that. So let's kind of get an idea of where center would be here. 8 1/4 these are roughly. I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit so I can scoot. And so the center is like 4 1/8 here. So that means you can probably punch them right about 2 and 2. We'll just scooch it over a tiny bit. I'm just going to mark because I don't want to mess that up. Oh, but this one's going to be different. It's more like probably here and like roughly here, I think, are the centers, I think. Yeah, that looks about right. I'm just going to come a little bit more that way, I think. We'll see how it comes out. And then this one was the second one. I'm just trying to get my brain to wrap around it all. Does that look about right? I think so. I hope so. And then we'll glue sort of down the center as best we can. Roughly. Maybe if I mark, it'll help me start. So is it 1/4, 4 1/8 roughly? I mean, it doesn't have to be this precise, I know, but it's kind of weird like that sometimes on certain things. Oh, yeah, that's right, never mind. So we're going to have that middle line glued, and then we're going to have a line up here glued. That's really wonky. One down here glued. Huh. I just really want to glue those pages together for some reason. And then this one I'm going to go this way and close the book. Hope that I get a pretty good close on that. Like I said, these pages are different sizes, so obviously you're going to end up with kind of some longer, shorter kind of things happening. Hopefully that worked. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll get some ink on that. And you can see that, of course, the second page is a little shorter than the front page. But it'll, once there's tags in there, it'll come out fine. Okay, so that is that for today. So we need the 2 little tags. This is not wanting to stick down for some reason. So this is what I do when for whatever reason it doesn't want to stick with the glue stick. I just go along and put my art glitter glue under there, because for some reason it sometimes just won't stick with the glue stick on those rounded edges like that. I end up gluing those together right there. Okay, that looks. And you know, you just have to do this sometimes. It's not like I may have just missed that edge, whatever reason, but you just sometimes have to go and fix things when you're doing altered books. And sometimes I go back through when I'm done with the whole thing and check edges and stuff just to make sure that hopefully they all got stuck and are still stuck. Because as we all know, glue sometimes doesn't do what you want it to do. So there, I like that. I like the way that came out. I like my little pocket from doing Glowforge. See, this one needs to be done too, right here. Oops. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed just watching the Glowforge do its thing. And we will chat again soon. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.